Hey guys, I'm Mark Bridge, and you're watching Pop Culture Galaxy TV. Alright, it's Monday, and now we're going to talk box office weekend. Ant-Man is number one again with 24.9 million. You have Pixels at number two with 24 million. You have Minions with 22, Trainwreck with 17, and you have Southpaw with 16.7 million. Now, Ant-Man is number one again because I think Pixels got hammered with the critics. I even seen this 10-minute long video of somebody shredding that to bits. I haven't seen it yet. I'm still interested in seeing it, but from what critics are saying, it's just not a good movie, and it's not a good, and it's one of Adam Sandler's worst in a string of bad movies. Even if you notice the ad campaign, if you notice the posters, Adam Sandler's mug isn't on that poster. So, did that hurt the movie, or would it have hurt it worse if they try to put Adam Sandler in front of this movie where, oh my god, it's another Adam Sandler snorefest, a bad movie. So, maybe that contributed to it not being number one at the box office. Ant-Man, again, it's not the biggest performing Marvel movie, but with lack of competition, you can see why it's number one. But it's by no means a failure. Ant-Man is still kicking ass at the box office, and I'm sure it's gonna make, by the end of its run, it's gonna make Disney a ton of money. So don't cry over Ant-Man and Marvel and Disney, because they're still kicking ass at the box office. Right now, Minions, I haven't seen that yet. But it was the highest, either the second highest or highest opening for an animated movie. So all the kids love that movie. The Minions, love them or hate them, they're also kicking ass. I need to see Southpaw. I'm gonna see Southpaw because that movie is getting mixed reviews, but a lot of people who loved it saying it's one of Jake Gyllenhaal's best films, and it's from Kurt Sutter, who created Sons of Anarchy. So, hey, can't go wrong with that guy, right? So I'll definitely check out those movies, and Ant-Man being number one again, I'm happy for them. So that's Marvel. Next, I want to talk about, well, keeping with Marvel, is John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein. They're the new writers for the SpiderMan movie. Some of their credits include Horrible Bosses and The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, which I actually like, and their next movie is Vacation. They wrote Vacation. They have been tasked to write the new Spider-Man reboot. Now, the reason why these guys got the job is, first of all, they got their agents to put a word in for them to Kevin Feige and Marvel. And Kevin Feige, he's trying to make the new Spider-Man movie kind of like a John Hughes type movie, and I guess they gave in a script that kind of meshes with what Marvel's trying to do with Spider-Man, so they got the job in that. And then they spoke a little bit about, I think they spoke to NPR about actually having a job, and then what their plans are in terms of, at least Peter Parker, that he's an outcast, and he's a geek, and the way how he expresses that, deals with that, is through humor. So I could see some of that Breakfast Club vibe going on with Spider-Man, in terms of like him being, how John used to have these geek characters, but then them having sort of these dealing with that through humor, trying to brush off any bad vibes that might come their way. So I could see them doing that with Peter, and that's actually a cool idea for Peter. Tobey Maguire did his best to play a geek, I guess, the traditional geek sense, and the thing with Andrew Garfield's character is that they never really played up the angle that he's an outsider. Like, he was just, he was a skateboarder. It was like an everyday kid, I guess. So he was funny. He was still funny, but it never really captured that sense that this guy was an outcast, at least in my opinion. but hopefully they can capture it with this upcoming reboot. So I'm excited for that. Now going on to Marvel TV, Chloe Bennet actually showed her new hairdo for the next season because, as we all know, she's playing Daisy Johnson, aka Quake from the comic books, and she has a shorter hair, more like really short. As a matter of fact, when she was first introduced in the comics, they modeled her character off Angelina Jolie from the Hackers movie, but the hair isn't that short. The way how Chloe cut it isn't that short, but she even showed a Instagram video of her about to cut the hair. She was like, "Oh my God, I'm about to cut my hair," but she's doing it for the show, and I guess she loves the character enough to sort of get, cut that hair down. Still not as low, like I said from the comic books, but it's lower than how she had it in real life because that hair is gone now. So, and then casting news: they've cast Andrew Howard, who played, I guess he had a role in Limitless and a bunch of other roles as well. He'll be playing an intimidating, authoritative agent. Whether it be an actual good agent or an agent that will turn out to be a villain, who knows? But keep in mind, this season is going to run into Civil War. So who knows, that that guy might play an important role when it comes to that storyline that's coming up in the movie next year. So I expect to see that. I'm really excited for next season because they're gonna deal with more Inhuman stuff. They're gonna introduce the Secret Warriors finally. It's going into Civil War, so I want to see how that will affect the movie. I know the writer's saying that at least for Age of Ultron, wasn't going to affect the movie as Winter Soldier did because that directly tied into Shield. Spoilers for people who never seen Winter Soldier. Hydra being Shield being infiltrated by Hydra. So how much impact will Civil War have? I expect it to have more impact than Age of Ultron because Civil War impacts powered people, superheroes in general. So with Coulson starting this secret team, and then him having like guys like Simmons, what's his name, Mac, and even Simmons, she kind of like didn't take too kindly to Inhumans. There may be a little bit of fallout. When it comes time to the Superhuman Registration Act or whatever they end up calling in the movies. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out. So that's why I'm really looking forward to this season and how they kind of juggle all these storylines, including Ward as the new head of Hydra. So now let's switch to DC, and Mark Hamill will play the Joker in the next animated movie, Killing Joke. Now, Mark pretty much said, "Hey, I would love to play Joker in that because that's one of the quintessential Joker storylines in the Batman mythos." This is when spoiler alert for the Killing Joke. This is when Joker shoots Barbara, who's Batgirl, and paralyzes her, and he kidnaps. I think he kidnaps Gordon. Like pretty much like this is Joker at his most insane, right? And he's pushing Batman to that brink where Batman really wants to murder this dude. So this is one of the best storylines in the Batman mythology. So it's finally coming to DVD, and the guy who pretty much a lot of people thinks is the best Joker, even though he's just doing the voice, is playing him again. Mark said he retired from playing Joker, I think after Arkham City, so he's done. I mean, he did eventually come back for Arkham Knight, but Joker, was all intentional purposes dead. but this is a great story for him to chew on. So, he's back as playing Joker. Now, all we need is Kevin Conroy to come back as Batman, and we got our duo right there. And I think they're gonna pretty much cast Kevin Conroy. I'd be surprised if they don't, but looking forward to that. So that about wraps it up for this episode of Pop Culture Galaxy TV. I want you guys to follow me on Twitter at Marky Tundra, and like the Facebook page, facebook.com/PopCultureGalaxy, and visit PopCultureGalaxy.com. You get the podcast. You can get our podcast in iTunes, and subscribe to the channel, and like, and comment, and all that good stuff. So until next time, folks, I want to say peace.